is the PlayStation Portal worth the $200 price point? We're going to go over that in this video today. Make sure you guys hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more. And we're going to get right into it. This is going to be really cool. So this is going to be a different type of review from others that I've seen from my own experience. I'm a heavy multiplayer gamer, so I'm going to be able to really dive into whether or not that this is the console for multiplayer guys and for single player guys, because I do play a lot of single player games as well. So all around, you guys will get the full-on experience at hand on this video, so make sure you guys watch the full thing because I'm going to be going over everything, okay? So to begin with, I guess we can talk about the sound. Right now I have it on low volume, but the sound quality is really good. You can hear pretty much everything. You guys can probably hear the PlayStation music as well right now, but it is really good. I really like it a lot. There's two speakers at the top right here. Oh, as you guys can see here, which is really nice. And overall, you can hear everything. It's like it's its own console. I think actually PlayStation is actually calling this its own console. So because I believe it was counting towards the console sales, and it has its own console sales. So which is really cool. You can hear everything. You can hear the game, and if you're playing a multiplayer game, you can hear other people talk on here as well, which is really cool. Being able to hear your friends or other people while playing on the go, you can't go wrong with that. Now the screen is a 1080p screen, as you guys can see here, and yes, you can touch it and stuff to do other commands and stuff, which is really cool. And it does run at 60 frames per second, and yes, it does show 60 frames per second from all the games that I've played. Now before we get into the games, I do want to talk more about the design. Now the design of the console is obviously the regular DualSense. Obviously we got the PSPs here, and they still feel comfortable today. Like I could still use my PSP right now. But being able to have an actual DualSense controller with haptics and everything on the go, I think that this is next level type stuff right here, which we have not seen from any other handheld, where you actually have a dedicated controller that's very comfortable and not more like on a flat design. So you can really feel the actual PlayStation DualSense itself on this as well. Now, one thing I will say though, obviously it's not going to feel exactly like a DualSense at first. You do have to get used to it, and here's the reason why. Obviously because it's a split DualSense. It's not more compact like a normal DualSense is, as you guys can see here. The PlayStation Portal, with its split design, you do have to get used to that more split up DualSense, and the analog sticks are smaller than the actual DualSense. It's about a tad bit smaller, so you will feel it. I think honestly it's a bit bigger than the Nintendo Switch sticks, so keep that in mind, just to let you guys know that it does feel a little bit smaller. And obviously, yes, you can mute and unmute the controller. Like if you want to use this as a mic, you most definitely can. And I will be picking up the PlayStation Port Explorer headset, the earbuds, when they come out, I believe next week or something like that. So once they drop, I will be doing an unboxing, and I will give you guys a review as well. Now, before we get into the games and stuff, I will say one thing that I'm not the biggest fan of is controller stick drift. If you get stick drift on this thing, you're pretty much done for. Either you have to find someone that's going to be able to fix it for you, or you're going to have to stick with it, or you're going to have to buy a completely new PlayStation Portal. Now, one thing I will say is the PlayStation Portal is so good in my opinion, and we'll get into more of that later on in this video, that if they do end up making a PlayStation Portal 2, I hope they do what the Nintendo Switch is doing. And what I mean by that is, with the Switch, you can literally just switch out the controller like this. So if we can have something like this on the PlayStation Portal 2, that would be a lifesaver. They can just, I know they'll probably charge $60 to $70 for each side, but that's way better than having to rebuy a completely new PlayStation Portal. And if they can allow you to just completely just switch out the sticks like this and then put in a new one, that's just a lifesaver. It saves so much time and frustration. And I feel like this is something that needs to be a thing with a PlayStation Portal, because the sticks do feel a little bit on the cheaper side, because the PlayStation DualSense, the actual DualSense controller, they feel much more premium. But this, you can definitely feel it. It feels like the Switch. So how the Switch sticks feel is pretty much how the PlayStation Portal sticks feel as well. So that's what I'm saying. Stick drift is definitely going to be an issue. So I currently have Death Stranding Director's Cut playing right now, and it's amazing. Like I said, you get the 1080p screen, and it's at 60 frames per second, and it is very clean. It's really clean. Obviously, it's a streaming device, so there will be times, like if you go outside your house or if you go to a hotel or something, the quality does go down. So I guess the best way to compare what the screen looks like is if you watch a YouTube video. Have you ever watched a YouTube video and then the quality just went down to like 480p or something like that? That happens with this thing. So you look at some gameplay on YouTube, and if you lower the quality, that's pretty much what the PlayStation Portal will look like if you're playing on the go. And sometimes at home, if your internet just dips a little bit, we'll see some quality drops in the resolution. So it does get ugly at times, but for the most part, it is pretty clean. But going back to single player gaming, it is very, very comfortable and really nice. Like literally, you don't experience no lag, no latency, especially with games that don't really rely on quickness and reactivity. So when you're just playing on the go, it's really cool. I really like it, and it's always fun because you can grind out games, you can do side quests, or you can just play main stories on the go in bed and just chill. I've played games like God of War and Spider-Man on this thing, and I've had no issues. Yes, I have had some quality dips with the resolution, but overall the gameplay has just been really smooth. Now for the multiplayer side of things do change. So I'm a heavy multiplayer guy. I'm a Call of Duty nerd, as you guys can see. I love Call of Duty, and I want to talk to the people that are really looking at this thing for multiplayer content specifically, because I know there's people out there. There's probably people that want this thing to be able to play multiplayer on the go, whether it's in bed or on the go or on the toilet, who knows. People, I know for a fact that was one of the things that I was looking towards, was being able to just play Call of Duty in bed or just chill, or not having to be at your setup. Now, here's the thing about that. PlayStation Portal, in my opinion, I don't think it is a online gaming experience type of thing. So I see this thing being more towards single player games, which sucks. And here's the reason why. Alright, yes, you can have good internet. My internet's pretty good, so I don't really experience too much latency or input lag. But I know some people have, and I know the quality does dip. So imagine, and it's streaming. You're streaming as well. So imagine playing a competitive online game like Call of Duty where reaction timing matters, and you're on a streaming device, depending on your Wi-Fi, with lowered quality, 1080p and lower, as opposed to people on 4K monitors, 120 frames per second, all that stuff. You're gonna feel the input lag. You're gonna feel the latency on top of this, live streaming latency. You're gonna feel that latency in the multiplayer game. So kills that you feel like you should have gotten online, you don't get on here because obviously all that input lag and the latency. So that's definitely one thing you want to keep in mind. If you plan on playing Battlefield or Call of Duty on this thing, you might not want to buy it for this. You might want to use this towards like single player games, campaigns. Hey, you can play zombies on. That's one thing I have been doing, was playing zombies on the go with this thing, and it's been a great experience because it's zombies. You don't really have to go competitively try hard with it, and you can just go ahead and just chill, and grind out your camos and everything else. So one thing I do want to say is, yes, if you're a multiplayer gamer only, this might not be the console for you, but if you do play other games on the go, this is definitely going to be a great console. Like, I really recommend it. Like, it's really good. And yet again, I do want to reiterate the stick drift. So that's another thing that's been keeping me away from playing a lot of Call of Duty on this thing, is because Call of Duty does use the sticks a lot, and if you mess up the sticks, you're gonna have to buy a completely new PlayStation Portal, and right now they are sold out everywhere, so you probably don't want to mess them up right now. The battery life I heard was about 9 hours, and from what I've experienced, I've had it since launch, so it's been about 2.5 weeks or whatever, and I've only had to charge this thing twice. Right now it's actually on 2 batteries right now too, so let me see if I can get it to work. Yeah, so yeah, it's on 2 battery level. So I can't really tell if it's really 9 hours, but from what I'm assuming, I've been hearing it is 9 hours. But like I said, I've had it for 2 weeks, and I've only had to charge it 2 times. So that's really cool. And I've been using it pretty much like every night too. So I think the battery life on this thing is really cool. And obviously, if they do make a PlayStation Portal 2, improved battery life would be great. Now, I don't know if I really talked about it in full detail, but I do want to say this one more time. The adaptive triggers, the haptic feedback on this thing is really good. It feels exactly like how it does on a regular DualSense. So that's another great feature to this console a lot, and I really enjoy it. And it's just something new with a portable device, to be able to have haptics, to be able to have adaptive triggers, and to have your PlayStation on the go. It's great. As you guys can see here, I'm playing GTA Online here, and it's just really cool. Like, being able to do whatever you want on the go is amazing. Now, I know a lot of people are a little bit skeptical on this, saying, oh, why didn't we just get a new PlayStation, PlayStation Portable, like a PSP, with its own native games and everything? I understand why PlayStation took this direction instead of having another PlayStation, a PSP that has its own dedicated games. And it's simple. It's because they don't want to take away development time from the main studios that are working on the main games for the PlayStation, and they want you to be able to use your PlayStation games and on the go. And it makes perfect sense, honestly. Imagine Insomniac Games, right, making a lower quality, game that's native for the PSP at the time. If we were supposed to get one in 2023, they would have to use their resources towards that and stop development. Not stop development completely, but they wouldn't have all their focus on the new game like Wolverine, for example. So I understand why they took this direction. And honestly, I think it's really good because you can play any game on your PlayStation on the go. So it's actually a win-win in my opinion. But like I said, it does depend on your internet. And that's the thing I do want to talk about, because if you do not have the best internet, this also might not be the device for you, because the quality issues that you'll have will ruin your experience between latency, lag, input lag, and obviously the overall quality of the device, where the screen will dim in quality, where it'll go to 480p or something like that, and it'll just look very bad. I don't think that this is going to be the device for people that don't have the best internet. But one thing I can say is this device is sold out everywhere for a reason. It is very useful and very fun to use. I've been using it every day, like I said. And I know I hear people say, oh, this is for those dads that can't use the TV, which is true, but also for gamers that just want to chill and play games on the go. Like, there's been so many times ever since this console came out, that I've been so tired where I just want to just chill in bed, but I also want to play games. And I've been able to do that with the PlayStation Portal. And I just feel like it's just been a lifesaver. It's been really cool. And just think about it. You can grind out certain missions or games that you want to grind out on the go. So you don't have to be stuck at your setup to grind whatever, whether it's camos or something you're trying to get 100% in Spider-Man or something like that. You can do that all on the go, and I think that this is definitely worth the $200, even though stick drift can be an issue and it does rely on a pretty good internet. It's still very useful, and if you have a good internet and you can work around the stick drift. Like, the stick drift is just, if it happens, it happens. But other than that, it's a great console. I wouldn't even be mad at this. I can definitely see them making a PlayStation Portal 2. And if they do, I hope they have like an OLED screen. And like I said, the rechangeable DualSense sides, or whatever I should say. Whatever it's going to be called. But if they can do that, I think that this will be an even better experience. And if they can improve the streaming quality to where no matter what type of Wi-Fi you have or whatever, it can still be a great experience for everybody, and lower the latency and input lag, I think the PlayStation Pro 2 would be even better. So hopefully they can do something like that in the future. But as of right now, I really do enjoy this device, and I feel like a lot of people that were on the fence of whether or not they should get it, I think that they should try it out, especially if you have some games in mind that you can find yourself playing on the go. I think that you'll have a great time with it. It's a clean experience, and I honestly am very impressed. I am very impressed. When the PlayStation Portal first got revealed, I was like, you know what, I probably don't need this. But then once the pre-orders went live, I went ahead and pre-ordered it, and I'm still like on the fence, like, is this gonna be good? From the 2 weeks of me having this thing, it's been extremely fun. Like, I'm not even joking. It has been extremely fun, and I have been using this thing more than I thought I would. It is super fun, super clean, and I've just been loving the experience that I've been having with it. And I cannot wait to play the new games that come out. Like, Wolverine on this thing is going to be so much fun. So I think you guys should definitely pick it up. And there's a chance that, who knows, they might have a PlayStation Portal with different colors, controllers and stuff too. So they can do so much with this thing. So let me know in the comment section down below if you guys already have one, or if you guys are planning on having one, and if this review helped you guys out. Like I said, it's a great console, minus the stick drift and possibility of having the lower quality depending on your Wi-Fi and stuff like that. it's overall a great console, and I highly suggest you guys get it whenever you guys can. Check Best Buy because I know they've been having a lot of like restocks, and also GameStop for this device as well. But I really like it a lot, and my next unboxing and review will be for the earbuds that are coming out soon, as I think it's next week or whatever. So make sure you guys stay tuned to the channel for that. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. And make sure you guys hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment down below about this review and the PlayStation Portal, alright? Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm signing out. Peace.